better than anyone I know.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm waiting for the caffeine to kick in because I've only just had my coffee, and I've actually recorded this intro an embarrassing amount of times because I feel like I'm just a little bit slow at the moment because the caffeine hasn't reached my blood yet. So forgive me if I sound or am a little bit distant and out of it during this intro, but it is just gone 12 o'clock. It is Saturday the 7th of September and we have just gotten home. So we've had quite a busy morning. We had quite a busy night, or a little bit of a drama-filled night. So yesterday afternoon I had back-to-back meetings. I had a late conference call with a company in the US, but in between these I had to drive half an hour to the dog kennel to pick up Suki, my sister's dog, and then on the way back swing past Bella's school, pick her up, bring them both home, do my conference calls, or well, do my meetings and then the conference call. And then I had to grab Bella. We had to quickly dash and do our click and collect order from Woolworths, which I was meant to pick up between 1 and 2 p.m, but didn't end up getting there until I think 5:30 in the afternoon. Thankfully, they allow for that. I thought I would be able to squeeze it in my first gap of meetings, couldn't do it. So I had no choice but to pick it up after 5. And then as soon as we got home, I unpacked the groceries, taking out the stuff that we needed for dinner. And then as soon as I was done that, I literally grabbed my phone, went upstairs, and halfway up the stairs, the power went out. And then Bella was in the shower. She was stressing out because it was pitch black in the bathroom all of a sudden. Suki was like dazed and confused because the entire house went black. Like the sun had gone down, everything. It was chaotic. And then of course Ben calls as well just to check in. And so he suggested that because of the blackout we go to his and stay the night. So not long after we'd gotten off the phone from Ben to say, yep, okay, we're coming, like let us pack. Then my neighbor called because she had just arrived home, not realizing that there was a blackout. And so she called me and she's like, hey, can you let me into the garage? For some reason the remote's not working. And I'm like, yeah, that's because there's a blackout. I'm like, we're just about to leave and go to Ben's. And then she's like, but then how are you going to get your car out when there's a blackout and I can't get in? I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't even think of that. Anyway, called like our resident like body corporate person. He's like the boss of the complex. And I was like, hey, I know that there's a manual way to open the garage door. How do we do it? Can I do it? All this kind of thing. And he's like, okay, so you've got to go to this guy that lives in the complex. He's like, he's got a key, it'll unlock the padlock, and then you're gonna actually have to manually open the roller door by pulling this chain and like doing it that way. Anyway, I'm like, okay, no worries, like let's get going, because in my mind as well, like I needed to get Bella and Suki to Ben's. We needed to get to Ben's ASAP because he was going to gym while Bella and I were kind of sorting out dinner for us all, which is another thing. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I can't be too long because that'll delay Ben going to the gym and that'll delay our dinner and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like running around in the darkness in the complex like a mad person, knocking on this person's door, which is actually the neighbor who brought Bella the Krispy Kremes the other weekend, which so he wasn't a complete stranger, but I've never knocked on his front door before. Anyway, knocked on his door. His wife, who's actually usually not so friendly, she was so nice last night, and she was like, oh, do you need any help doing it? Like, just come back up, my husband will come out and help you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Anyway, rushing down. And then I was like, unlocked the padlock, pulling on the chain, and nothing is happening. And I'm like, oh my God, I must have to hook this chain somewhere to do so. Anyway, called back the guy that the resident boss of the complex, and I was like, hey, like, is there something fancy I need to be doing here? Like, it's just not moving. And he's like, I don't think so. Anyway, so I'm like pulling the chain. Turns out I was pulling the wrong chain. Like, there's only one, but I was pulling like the wrong side. And anyway, then the guy who I got the key from, he came down to make sure that I was okay, because he's really lovely. And anyway, he came down, started helping me. We realized that actually it was meant to be the other way that I was meant to be pulling it. So he's there pulling it. Then we've got other neighbors who also want to leave the car park coming, and they're like, oh, let us help you. So we've got all these people pulling this chain, and it's lifting up the door, but it's so slow. Finally, we've pulled up the car park door, come back inside, we grab all our stuff. Bella naturally hasn't packed everything, so I'm like, have you got your socks? Have you got your toothbrush? Have you got this, this, and this? And so she's like taken the only source of light, which is my phone, upstairs. Each time she's come down and brought one thing down. So it was just so stressful. Anyway, we finally all get loaded up into the car, and we arrive at Ben's, and he goes to the gym and all of that kind of thing. But then I completely forgot that it was my responsibility to kind of work out what we were having for dinner. So Ben then comes home after the gym, and he's like, cool, what are we doing for dinner? Like, let's order it, let's get moving. And I'm like, I haven't actually decided. And, and he like literally just stood there, and he's like, what the fuck have you been doing? Like, you had one job. And anyway, so we finally decided what we wanted, which was difficult because by the time he'd kind of gotten home, everything was closing as well. So like my usual go-to is Vietnamese, and there's this really good Vietnamese restaurant at the KC Shops, and we order quite frequently from there because it's so delicious. Anyway, they were closing in 15 minutes, and there was no way that we could get there in time even if we ordered before we left. So that removed that option. Other ones that we usually go to as well, like Chinese and Thai, they were closing at the same time. It was so stressful because you had to try and like make up your mind. And then, you know, when you're at the point where you're hungry, but you're not like actually hungry. So we didn't have any like strong cravings or anything. And like every time one of us suggested something, the other one was like, no. So it took a while, finally settled on burgers. And but then, so we ordered them, and then the Uber driver didn't know where the hell he was going, and I was watching him on the map, and he's like circling around. So he ended up having our burgers for about 20 to 25 minutes, and it got to the point where Ben had to go searching for them, like in the streets, because they were like, oh, we're out the front of the building. And we're like, no, you're not. Like, we can see it on the map that you aren't there. And what's tricky is on the map, it's showing where their vehicle is. It's not showing where they are physically, because they've obviously gotten out of the car and they're like sitting there with the food. So anyway, we didn't end up getting our burgers until like 10 o'clock last night, which is ludicrous and way too late for Bella. But anyway, we ended up having that. We watched some videos on YouTube, and then we all kind of went to bed and did all that thing. Suki did really well. She's never been to Ben's before, but she is obsessed with Ben, and like to the point where if anyone's showing him like any physical affection, like if someone's hugging him, if like he and I are kissing or whatever and she's around, she will literally wedge herself in between whoever and Ben. So like last night, Bella and Ben were hugging, and Suki was not impressed. So, but she did really well otherwise. And anyway, she woke us up, well, she and Bella woke us up very early this morning at about 6:45, I think it was. Suki, my sister and her husband are very early risers, so like for them it's normal practice. So, but because we don't wake up at like freaking 6 o'clock in the morning, I think it's a bit of an adjustment for Suki. But she comes in and she like tells you she needs to go to the toilet, where she howls at you. So I had to get up, take her downstairs, take her out to the toilet, and then I thought I better give her breakfast because, and I'm sorry, this is like just me like very much talking at you, but I'm getting to where we are now in a second. But because if she doesn't eat within like a specific window of time waking up, she ends up like throwing up because she's so hungry. And anyway, so I was like, okay, we've gone to the toilet. I want to go back to bed. I don't want you to throw up in the apartment, so I'm going to give you food. My sister, because it was a bit of an impromptu decision for me to have her last night, just because my sister and her husband were coming back to Canberra late last night, well after the kennel would be closed. So I didn't actually have anything for her, I didn't have any food. So dinner time for Suki is always like chicken wings. But in the morning it's a different like pre-made kind of food, which my sister orders in frozen. And but I didn't have that. So I had to give Suki chicken wings this morning, and she like literally saw me like take them out and put them on the ground in front of her. And she has to wait until you say like she can have it. So she's a very good dog. But like I put it down, she's sitting there like waiting for me to say, okay, you can have it. But then she realizes it's chicken wings and it's also the morning. And so she like stops and she like looks at the wings, looks at me, and she's like have you lost your mind? Because this is not dinner. It's not dinner time. Anyway, and then she begrudgingly ate it. And then brought her in, went back to bed. And then Bella and Ben had decided last night that we were going to have crepes for breakfast. So we eventually got up, crepes for breakfast, and had to then get Bella and Suki into the car, drop Suki off on the way to soccer, take Bella to soccer, and she played her last game of the season. And I don't know at this point if I mentioned it, but they won 4-0. They played actually really, really well. It was actually such a good game to watch. And the reason why I'm saying I don't know if I've said this yet is because obviously I filmed this intro a few times and I can't quite remember what I've recorded in other things that I've decided, like in other videos that I've decided isn't good enough for the vlog versus this one. So apologies if I've already said how good that they played, but they won 4-0, like such a good game. But anyway, so I'm about to put lunch on. Then we are going to get our act together and we need to go to the markets and get some fruit and veg. I don't like to order it in my Woolies order because I'm quite picky with fruit and veg, and I like to be able to select it myself. So that's what we're going to do. And then we are actually driving out to Womboyne because one of my friends, her parents live out there and they have a property and they have horses, and none of the horses are ones that you can ride. 2 of them are retired, 1 of them hasn't been broken in yet, but just thought it would be like a fun afternoon activity for Bella and I to drive out there and spend some time in the country with some horses. So I'm very excited. Ben's at some rugby thing event because his season's over as well. So he's gone there because they have a suckling pig, so a pig on spit. So he's keen to just tuck into that. So that's where he is. So it's just us girls today. But also I wanted to talk to you about this jumper I've gotten, which is new, obviously. It's from Country Road. I ordered this one and I ordered a grey one. The grey one, the first night I wore it, got balsamic vinegar on it because there was balsamic on my salad, and so it had to go through the wash. This is obviously the blue one. It has also gotten dirty, I think, in the madness of trying to open the car park door yesterday. It got some dirt and dust on it, so it will end up in the wash tonight, but for now I'm wearing it. So you guys would have seen I live in, actually while I'm talking to you, I'm going to put lunch on. So you would have seen that I live in my Decuba hoodies, which I bought last winter, so winter 2023. And they are really, really good quality. What I don't like about hoodies though is that the hood is also always so heavy that it like pulls the jumper back. So I'm constantly like having to pull it forward because I feel like I'm like choking. That, and also when I'm like taking it on and off, it's so annoying when I have my makeup on because it always like hits my makeup. So I wanted something that it was like open necked. So I got these, this quarter zip and a grey one, which I'll link down below, but I had to order 2 different sizes because I think that they're such a popular design for country road. I mean, in general, like quarter zips, I feel like are, you know, the thing at the moment. So everyone's doing them, but the country, like I love country road because of the quality, and so naturally a lot of people are buying their jumpers. So I will link them down below, but bearing in mind that there's not a lot of sizes left, although they do come in like quite a few different colors as well. Ooh, yeah, what?
Can you help me get this pin out, please?
You're also not wearing that today.
Why?
Because it's not appropriate to go to the farm in a mini skirt.
Should I just wear jeans?
Yeah, but I'll help you in a bit.
Love
Love you. Yeah, so as I was saying, it comes in quite a few different colours. Apologies for the rustling. But I like to line it with foil because it doesn't get dirty and then I don't have to wash it. The only thing that I will say is a bit annoying, and it's always with like things I've found with collars sticking up. So like my puffer jacket is the same because I like a popped collar apparently, but it does obviously like hit your face, and so you do kind of get a bit of makeup there, but it's not terribly awful. But you do have to, like when you're turning your head, kind of be a little bit more mindful about hitting and getting your makeup on your clothes. So I am kind of looking to film a bit this afternoon. It won't be anything crazy though, just because obviously I don't want to like force my friend on camera, you know? And then we'll come back home afterwards and we're gonna have bolognese for dinner and watch a movie, because obviously we didn't really get to do that last night, and that's normally our Friday night routine. My parents are being social butterflies tonight, so quite frequently we will go to theirs for dinner on a Saturday, the whole gang, but they've got friends down from the coast and I don't really feel like hanging with the adults, so we are staying home tonight and relaxing. Okay, we're just gonna ignore the mess in the background. That is what I'm currently tidying up. My house needs such a big dust. It needs a vacuum. It needs a mop. So we are trying to get to it. But I think I had spoken to you guys last week or mentioned about the fact that I had done a bio reappeal at Eminence Clinic. So I've actually gone and had my second one done now, my second session. We hit it up with like 3 times the amount of the peel than the first time, just so we can kind of shock the skin a little bit more and get it to like turn over and clear out. So even though my skin has kind of like calmed down in terms of breakouts now, it is still quite congested, and I don't know if you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but I've got still some pigmentation from when it had its breakout. So we are trying to kind of clear that and make the skin nice and glowy for the summertime as well. But I've just noticed, and I don't know again if the camera's going to pick it up, but I've started to peel around my nose, which actually makes me really excited because that means that the peel is working and we're going to get really, really good results this time. Not that we didn't last time. It was just more of like a tester last time where we kind of just did like the kind of standard amount, the beginning amount, just to see how the skin responds. And now obviously we've gone in with more of it. But what I love about it is like your skin looks so
glowy afterwards. At the moment, I've got quite a matte CC cream on at the moment. So it's not like as dewy as it is when it's makeup free, but it looks so good. And what Loz does as well, so Loz is the owner of Eminence, just in case, I've never mentioned that. I feel like I may have, but just in case, she will like douse your skin in hyaluronic acid and oils and, you know, goodies like that after she's done the peel, just to give your skin that really glowy and that hydrated look as well, and to reduce the peeling from just like being too much at once. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to go again. I think I looked at my calendar and I think I'm going maybe in the next 3 or 4 weeks, but I might try and squeeze it in for 2, just because I want to keep on this momentum and seeing the results. But yeah. So I can't believe I'm showing you this because I feel like it's my dirty little secret, but this is the sink under my, sorry, this is not the sink. This is the cupboard under my kitchen sink that I had spoken about in my last vlog, and that I was going to Kmart to buy things to tidy it up. I said to you that I would come back on the vlog if I'd bought anything. I actually did buy some 2 things, but I didn't think it was worthwhile picking up the camera and talking about again. But I thought I would just show you what I did buy in my last vlog. So there was only one thing for under the sink, and that is this plastic container. I can't even believe that I'm like bothering to tell you that I bought this. So I bought this though. It's an acrylic container, obviously, but what I liked about it as well is it has rubber feet. So ideally, it's not going to slide around when we're opening and closing the bin. But so it's got in it rubber gloves. It's got my antibacterial floor wipes, and it's also, and I don't know if I've spoken about this in any of my other vlogs, but I love this product here. So this is Cleanery. It's a multi-purpose kitchen spray, and what you do is you literally pour this into your spray bottle, add water, and it's good to go. These ones smell really good, but they also clean really well, which is surprising. And I like that I don't have to constantly buy plastic bottles. So I literally just reuse this bottle, which obviously once upon a time had Organic Choice multi-purpose spray in it, but I've just been refilling it with those sachets. So if you see them in your Woolworths, I recommend buying them. They do go on special as well, and they're only a couple of dollars, which, you know, normally kitchen sprays are like upwards of like $5 for the good ones. So I do recommend that. But as you can see, this is still a big mess down here, and I really, really need to do something about it. I think I'm kind of at that stage in my house where I need to do like a deep clean. It's no longer about tidying or, you know, just vacuuming or whatever. I really need to go in through the cupboards and give them all a wipe down and throw out things that I don't need and organize things. So I guess that's going to have to be a bit of a focus over the next few weeks. But I definitely wanted to show you that I did buy something. There's also something in my bathroom drawer, which I will show you later on. It's just, again, like a container, but it has dividers, and so it's made my bathroom drawer that little bit neater. Anyway, it's 1:30 now, so we are going to get ourselves together and go to the market and get our fruit and veg. I'm going to pack some ice packs for our cooler bag, just so that they stay obviously cool in the car, and I think I want to get a couple of fun drinks for us just to sip on the way to Womboy. It's less than an hour. It's literally like 45-minute drive, but I feel like there's like a rule: if you're in the car for longer than 20 minutes, you need a roadie. So that's what we're going to do. I'm feeling like a fresh juice, but I don't know if there's anywhere in the market that does that, but we'll find out. Otherwise it might be like a bottled juice or something that I'm sure one of the stalls will sell.
and nearly drowned. But it is Sunday morning and we are obviously in the bathroom and we're getting ready for the day. I'm about to drag Bella to IKEA to pick up some shelves that can that will go in her toy cupboard, which I'm so excited about. You have no idea. So a couple of months ago I bought her this freestanding cupboard purely just to house her toys because she has so many and they make her room look so messy all the time. But the thing with this cupboard was that there are like 2 sections. The bigger section is meant to be for hanging space. However, we don't need the hanging space, we just need shelves. And I couldn't see when I originally bought this cupboard shelves that kind of went in this, well, were the right size for this space. And so I was waiting for my dad. He was going to come and do it for me, build some shelves in there for me. But the other day I was in there and I realized, I was in there measuring up for my dad to make these shelves. And then I realized that it actually has those holes in the sides where you put the thing that sits the shelves on top. And so I thought, well, maybe they have shelves that actually fit. So I went back on the website, had a proper look, and it turns out that they do. So that's what we're going to do today, and then we're going to help Bella pull some additional things in there. So she's got some really large toys in there at the moment. So she's got like this horse trailer, and she's got like this salon chair and a little 4-wheel drive thing that thankfully, because of the size of them and like the shape of them, they kind of stack on each other neatly without the shelves. But with the shelves, it'll let us put more things in there, including her books, which are currently sitting on the top of the cupboard, which, as I'm sure you can appreciate, does not look very neat. But that's the plan for this morning. And then Bella was just on my phone and called Ben, and apparently we're having a fancy afternoon tea with him this afternoon where they're making cookies and possibly cake. I've been told that I have to dress up. Bella has actually pulled a dress out of my cupboard for me to wear. So apparently we're doing that, but I was on the phone to Ben, but then for some reason we got disconnected. I don't know. Tried calling him back, but couldn't get through. So talk to him later after I'm ready. But yeah, that'll be sort of our Sunday. And you would have seen some footage of our little horse excursion yesterday. That was actually so much fun. We went and got the horses. Bella groomed the younger one. I think she said that the younger one is about 3 years old or 6 years old, I can't quite remember. But Bella groomed that horse, and that horse actually like loved Bella. Everywhere Bella went, like the horse was watching her, and then they had like little kisses. Apparently, if you blow into like the horse's nose, it's like a hello. So Bella was doing that, and she fed them, and we put them to bed, and she helped put their blankets on and at the end of the day and all of that kind of thing. We had brownies, which were delicious as well. And it was just a lot of fun, and just obviously catching up and all of that kind of thing. So much fun. It was, such a wholesome way to spend the afternoon. I really, really had a good time. And Bella, honestly, like slips right into country life, which is so funny because we're such like city people. But anyway, she was honestly like in her element. I am also definitely peeling a lot more today, which I guess is a good thing, but it has meant that my makeup is a little patchy today, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. I don't know if using powder products today over cream products was the best idea. I've been on like a cream vibe lately, but I wanted to wear bronzer today, and the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer that I have, just the one that everyone seems to have. This one, I think makes the pores on my cheeks so congested, and like really deep congestion too. So I'm going to save this more for like nights out and things like that rather than every day. So I don't have another cream bronzer, so I've had to go powder products, but that probably will make the patchiness a little bit more obvious. But anyway, that's all right. We will have to just deal with it. It's all for the greater good, I feel. So I can't complain too much, as I really did want to peel more after the last facial. And I have to say as well, like the congestion that I had before the facial is now starting to collect. So gross, but it's now starting to come through, which again is a good thing because that's what we were kind of targeting. I'm not yet sure whether the pigmentation has faded yet, but I'm not done peeling either, so we'll just take that as it comes. So last night I let my hair air dry just because I'm not in the office until Friday this week, so I thought I would try and have a little bit of fun. My hair is like naturally wavy, however, I kind of style it every day, so it's, you know, 95% of the time it's straight, the other 5% I've curled it. But I wanted to like see what it looks like, or see if I can tame it enough to wear it natural. So I bought this Curl Charisma cream from Brio Geo. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I put that in my hair last night. It doesn't feel very soft though, which I'm a little bit sad about because I thought that this would make my hair super soft. It's not. My hair has also, it's dried uneven. I think I must have been sleeping on my left side last night. So this side is a lot flatter and straighter than this side, which is, I've been playing with it so it's kind of calmed down a little bit, but this side's a lot wavier. And so I've got my straightener out and I'm trying to make, like, fix the patches that are flat from me sleeping on it to make it look a little bit more presentable, I guess, but still keep it natural. I definitely want to get a hairdryer with the diffuser attachment because that's how I used to dry my hair like years and years ago, which made my hair, like the waves, really nice. So I need to get a hairdryer with that. But in the meantime, I am trying to make my hair look a little bit less like Hermione and a little bit more put together. However, I feel as though I am struggling quite a bit because obviously I want it to still look natural, but I don't think I have quite the skill to really to really pull this off, if I'm completely honest. So I'm trying to like add a few curls, but obviously with the straightener it just makes my hair a little bit like too smooth. I know that sea salt spray would help. I don't have any at the moment either, which just further complicates things. But I'm kind of wondering if I like go through and add waves this way, if that'll kind of help, or if I'm just wasting my time and I should just go through and straighten it. I don't know. I really just wanted to be able to kind of like wake up and not do anything with my hair today, but it's just not that way at the moment. So if anyone has any tips for doing wavy hair, styling wavy hair, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you could add that to the comments down below, anything will do. Like honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm just wasting my time. Let's be honest. As you'll see, my hair is now straight. I really got sick of trying to create natural looking waves in my hair, and so I quickly just started straightening my hair, and we'll revisit that another time. But we're about to step out now, and so I wanted to show you guys what I'm wearing today. So it's 16 degrees outside, it's blustery, and so it's not as warm as it has been. So I've obviously got my camel coat on. This is a Zara purchase from a couple of years ago, and I just live in this coat, to be perfectly honest. I have also got my Kookai cardigan on, which I showed you guys in my last vlog. So as I told you then, I did size up. I've actually got a safety pin pinning a bit of it, just because there was a bit of a gape from underneath my boobs, which is a bit frustrating, but we are moving on. And then we've got the new denim, so NEUW denim mum jeans on. Apparently they don't make it in this color anymore. They still do this style, so I'll link that down below. But I feel like this is just such a good blue jean to have in your wardrobe. I don't know why they didn't just keep it as part of like a capsule collection, but anyway. And then we've got Chanel flats. Like I said, it is windy and cold outside, so I wanted to wear closed-toe shoes. I've got my Longchamp tote bag, which, to be honest, it never comes out of the car with me. I just literally whack everything that I might need for the day in there, and then that way it's on me. But I never really carry a handbag around with me, if I'm completely honest, just because I don't really need it. All I need is my phone, which has all my cards and things on it. So yeah, never really carry a handbag with me unless it's like, you know, a day trip to, whoops. I'm glad that I'm like filming down here when I'm talking up here. Unless it's like a day trip in Sydney and I'm walking around all day or whatever. But when it's generally around town, I don't really feel the need to have a handbag with me. I've also got my YSL sunnies that I got for my birthday, which you guys have seen a million times. I'm still wearing these like literally 98% of my time. I've got two pairs of other YSL sunnies, but these ones just seem to go with everything, and they've got the gold detail, which of course matches my jewelry, which I love. But yeah, just keeping it nice and simple today. We've also had a slight change of plans. Ben is now coming to IKEA with us, and then we're going to the grocery store to pick up bits for a party tea, which I'm sure for my British followers, you know what that's all about. For those of you who are not British, it is essentially dinner, but it's made out of, I guess, like party foods. So like sausage rolls, mini pizzas, well, I'm gonna request finger sandwiches. I don't know if they're finger sandwiches or just sandwiches, but lots of just different bits and bobs, which Bella, once she learnt what a party tea was, she immediately said, yes, please. And so that's what we're doing. So we're not having the afternoon tea as originally planned, although Bella is adamant on having cake. So she and Ben are also baking a cake this afternoon. And I'll just be chilling out on the sofa, I think. But so we are now all packed, ready to go. We're just going to stay at Ben's tonight because it's obviously easier. And we're going to head over there now and collect him.